gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. I'm Simone Singh and I'm delighted to welcome you all here today. It is our belief that the gift of life requires reciprocity in the form of our best contribution. Today, we gather here to witness a moment that promises to contribute fully to the growth and prosperity of our nation. It is a moment of great pride for every individual who is part of this enterprise to be present here to mark the beginning of a new phenomenon. A phenomenon that will lead us on a remarkable journey that will harness the combined strengths and resources of frontline companies in a collaborative, inclusive and sustainable manner to play a defining role in India's economic surge. Today, we welcome the power of transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a man who has been instrumental in leading Zuari Industries to its present position of preeminence in the Indian fertilizer industry. A man whose spirit of enterprise and abiding commitment to the upliftment and prosperity of the Indian farmer and of Indian agriculture has won him many accolades. A man who has been an integral part of the company for well over 30 years and has led the Zuari Group to pinnacles of success in diverse directions. He has been the chairman of the Fertilizer Association of India, which is the second largest fertilizer association in the world, and is presently member of the International Fertilizer Association Council. He also led the creation of Chambal Fertilizers Limited, the largest urea manufacturing plant in the private sector, and also the revival of Paradweep Phosphates. Please put your hands together for Mr. H.S. Bawa, Executive Vice Chairman, Zuari Industries, and Vice Chairman of Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited.
Chairman, Mr. Saroj Poddar, distinguished members of the press, my colleagues, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to address you on a subject which is not only very close to my heart, but which has been an inextricable part of my career with the group for over 3 decades. It's the story of Zuari Industries, which today touches the lives of many, not only in the farms of rural India, but in other parts of the world as well. Zuari over the years has played a yeoman role in revolutionizing agricultural productivity in India. Commissioned in Goa in 1973, the pioneering Zuari Agrochemicals Limited, as the company was then known, was the first fully integrated urea and complex fertilizer plant in the country and represented a major step forward in India's thrust towards self-sufficiency in fertilizers. Zuari has also set an environmental benchmark for Indian industry, making major investment in controlling effluent discharge and to become the first zero effluent fertilizer company in India. In the early 90s, Zuari promoted Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals, the nation's largest urea producer in the private sector. In 2002, as part of Government of India's initiative towards privatization, it acquired a majority stake jointly with OCP Morocco in Paradweep Phosphates Limited. This has made Zuari PPL combined as one of the largest players in the phosphatic fertilizer industry in India. Agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. Around 60% of Indian rural population is employed in small and large farms. Therefore, to achieve truly inclusive growth, it is imperative to initiate a radical change in Indian agriculture to improve the productivity and consequently the income levels of poor farmers. We need to usher in a second green revolution to substantially increase the production of cereals, pulses and oilseeds. This can be achieved by a balanced crop and area-specific application of fertilizers along with micronutrients, adoption of drip irrigation, especially in the rain-fed areas which constitute 60% of our arable land, and production of high-quality hybrid seeds with advanced agronomic practices. We at Zuari have undertaken significant steps to catalyze the development of Indian agriculture. Zuari has recently commissioned a most modern plant at Baramati, Maharashtra, to manufacture 24,000 tons of water-soluble fertilizers per annum in partnership with the world leader Rotem Amphert of Israel. Zuari has undertaken multiple initiatives to work closely with the farmers in order to understand their needs and mitigate farm risks. These include 100-acre agri-park in Solapur, Maharashtra, to demonstrate modern farming, and a high-tech soil testing laboratory at Tirupati. A far-reaching customer relationship management program called Jai Kisan Sangam was launched in 2005 to further strengthen our relationship with the farmer by introducing value-added services through extension workers known as Jai Kisan Salahkars. In addition to manufacturing a wide range of fertilizers to meet diverse agriculture requirements, we are also importing large quantity of fertilizers to meet the requirement of market and to bridge the gap between demand and supply. Zuari has become a major player in the traded fertilizers. Zuari has recently signed Memorandum of Agreement with the Karnataka government to set up a 1.3 million ton per annum gas-based urea complex at Belgaum, with an estimated investment of about 5,000 crores, and also a fertilizer project near Karwar. Zuari is also actively pursuing several projects aimed at the backward integration for assured supply of raw materials to our plants in India. We are also in the process of expanding and upgrading our ammonia-urea complex at Goa, which needs to be done, and we are switching over the feedstock from the present naphtha to gas, which is a national priority and is scheduled to be completed by early 2012. These projects, when implemented, will enable the company to achieve a higher trajectory of growth and performance. With the introduction of the reforms in the fertilizer sector, the competitive pressures have increased enormously. Achieving higher efficiencies across all businesses, backward integration, competitive sourcing of raw materials and finished products are some of the major challenges before us. I am sure that under the dynamic leadership of Mr. Saroj Podar, we will meet these challenges to deliver better returns to our shareholders. We are at the threshold of a new era. Thank you.
And now, let us welcome on stage a luminary who personifies dedication to the cause of Indian industrial and infrastructural development for well over half a century. Joining Texmaco, Eastern India's pioneering engineering giant 50 years ago as its president and CEO, Mr. Ramesh Maheshwari's enthusiasm and passion for the glory of his organization remains undimmed to this day. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Ramesh Maheshwari, Executive Vice Chairman, Texmaco, on stage.
The theme of today's event is transformational. Ladies and gentlemen, I must assure you we are at it sincerely. It's not just on paper. We are really in the transformation stage. Dr. Birla started this company as a pioneer engineering unit with a vision and the mission that he must be the first to take up all the critical equipments, machineries, which were never done before and for which India had complete reliance on the imported equipments. Just to name a few, for instance, India never used to make a boiler. The first boiler in the country was made at Texmaco. India never made complete turnkey sugar milling plants. So the boiler was done by Texmaco in collaboration with the world-renowned CE of United States of America. The sugar plants, that was done by Texmaco, complete turnkey plants in collaboration with #1 in the world, Stockworks Spoor of Netherlands. Under the inspiring leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, when he was, starting his charkha, Babu thought at that time, such a large country with a massive population, We don't produce even a meter of yarn, not a meter of cloth, just nothing. And at that point of time, he decided to set up a spinning machinery unit. This is where he started, and over a period of time, we continued to grow. And this was set up in collaboration with the world's best, Hova of Japan and Toyota. We have the lowest attrition in Texmaco industry-wide. So our first pride is the man management, the human relations, and the corporate social responsibility in the true sense we observe through promotion in various ways. There are numerous schemes that we do, and we commit a substantial amount of outlay every year. And I'm happy to tell you that in the last 10 years, Texmaco has recorded an average compound growth of over 40%. And we continue to accelerate. The growth in the years to come, if anything, will be faster. Personally, for me, the mission is that in next 3 years, we must grow 300% with a turnover of $1 billion. And it's not just wishful thinking, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, it will happen. We have joined hands with companies we could never imagine, we could never dream of. We have just started off with a joint venture company with the largest engineering unit service organization in the Asia Pacific, a company called United Group Australia. Through the services of this joint venture company, we are going to produce the most modern stainless steel, commodity-specific, high-speed freight cars. And this will serve every sector of the economy. We have maintained our leadership in the freight cars for 30 years. And now I can confidently tell you that we are going to be amongst the top 5 in the next 3 years in the world, at the world level. Along with this engineering as we do, we also make sure that we have absolute in-house strength comparable with none. To support our freight car activity, you would be pleased to know, ladies and gentlemen, that we have the world's best steel foundry. It is a complete turnkey plant set up by the leading equipment makers in Germany, Kunkel Wagner. It has become almost a kind of pilgrimage for the Indian foundry man. And the most discerning customers all over the world, east to west, they are sourcing their requirements from Texmaco because we have shown our skills in very fast development. And whether it is castings or it is the freight cars, people give us the first option to refuse. Why? Because we deliver on time and we deliver quality. I'm happy to tell you that we have just recently signed something even I never dreamt of. This is a collaboration agreement, partnership agreement, and this is, when I talk of partnership with United Group, it's 50-50. When I talk of partnership with another giant, and this is none other than Bombardier. And with this group, which is, as far as the locomotives are concerned, electric locomotives are concerned, and metro coaches are concerned, in Delhi, those of you who have enjoyed the ride in Delhi metro coaches, they're all coming out of the Bombardier factory, and they are the largest producers. They have chosen to join hands with us, and the activity is in full swing. So this is on the global stage. We are moving on a new platform, and this platform will be completely based on the major thrust in technology, major thrust in upgradation of skills. Now, this is the greatest assurance to our customers, whether at home or abroad. Well, in the presence of this audience, Saroj Babu, I give you my commitment. We will not let you down. We will perform. And ladies and gentlemen, with this, I would again say this is a great day. We are carrying forward a great legacy, and it couldn't be in better hands than that of our present chairman, Saroj Babu. Thank you very much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to hear from the leader himself, a man who has been at the forefront of Indian enterprise for many years. As president of FICCI and the International Chamber of Commerce, at a pivotal time in the country's recent past, Mr. Saroj Kumar Poddar was instrumental in showcasing Indian industry and entrepreneurship on the world stage and gaining for India its well-deserved reputation as a fast-growing economic powerhouse. Among his other achievements, Mr. Poddar was appointed by the Government of India on the Board of Trade, which, as many of you know, is the highest body on trade in the country. He has also served on the local boards of the Reserve Bank of India, as well as on the Board of Governors of Indian Institute of Technology. Mr. Poddar has been the chairman of leading MNCs such as Arriva T&D India Limited, Singer India Limited, and Avery India. Today, he is the chairman of some of India's preeminent companies such as the Zuari Group, Texmaco, Chambal Fertilizers, and Gillette India. He is presently also the chairman of India-Saudi Arabia Joint Business Council and a member of the Indo-French CEO Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for a visionary and a true leader, Mr. Saroj Kumar Poddar.
Distinguished members of the press, my colleagues in various companies, members of my family, ladies and gentlemen. My colleagues Mr. Bava and Mr. Ramesh Maheshwari have already spoken on this platform and have admirably presented the growth and achievement of their respective groups, which represent the twin pillars of a remarkable entrepreneurial vision. The vision of late Dr. K.K. Birla, who dreamt of a strong and resurgent India which would occupy a proud place in the family of nations. That vision has spawned a host of diverse enterprises which span key economic sectors and have set benchmarks in Indian industry in the areas of agriculture, heavy industry, engineering services, consumer durables, real estate, and financial services. Friends, all I can tell you is that I consider myself very fortunate that we have with us very dedicated, very competent management group working for all the companies. Mr. Bava and Mr. Maheshwari have already explained to you some of the growth plans which, frankly speaking, in itself are quite ambitious because we are talking of an investment in excess of $2 billion in creation of new capacity. These are certainly very, very viable because fortunately we are living in a country which is growing and which offers tremendous potential for growth. Which country in the world today can claim that they are still growing at 8.5% to 9%? I had a meeting yesterday, I was in Chennai, I had a meeting with a German group and they asked me, Mr. Poddar, how do you look at India? And I told them, the only thing I can tell you is this year we are growing at 8.5 to 8.7%. And the finance minister in his budget has said that next year India will grow at 9%. It is also true, ladies and gentlemen, this is based on the current economic status. But what India needs, what the Prime Minister has been saying, is massive investment, close to 500 billion in infrastructure. If that were to take place, and we have to catch up with China in the area of infrastructure, nothing can stop India from growing on double digit. In the world of agriculture, Zuari industry leads one of the largest fertilizer conglomerates in India today with a host of specialty products. Fertilizer, as we all know, is truly a strategic commodity. It is not only vital to food production, but also contributes to land conservation. Without fertilizers, more than 2 billion people would starve worldwide, and scarce land resources would have to be utilized for farming. Texmaco also occupies a pride of place in Indian heavy industry. Texmaco serves a host of Indian and international projects in core sector areas and today is collaborating with global leaders to transform India into a global powerhouse. However, businesses today are being buffeted by major winds of change. The positives of globalization, liberalization, and rapidly changing technologies are also accompanied by the dwindling raw material resources, widespread hunger, and critical water scarcity. The end result is constant churn, competition, and change. In such an environment, mere incremental change will not suffice. Organizations have to radically transform themselves to meet these challenges and be globally competitive. We have been reflecting on our ambitions on each of these businesses, how we present ourselves today, our values, and our commitment to growth. As a result, we are repositioning the group under a unified banner. The name of the banner, the name of the group, ladies and gentlemen, is Advents.
Presenting Advents.
Friends, the idea of Advents is to see in one virtual company with many real businesses. Advents is a future abundant with promise that opens a whole world of opportunity for our group companies. Earlier, they were all operating in separate envelopes without a unified vision. Now, in this orientation, these companies will collaborate to unleash a wave of transformation across India's core growth sectors, from sowing the seeds of change in agriculture, to reshaping industry and creating infrastructure, to improving the quality of life with world-class lifestyle solutions. Leadership, as earlier defined, is changing. The conventional notion of leadership centered on the idea of a clearly identifiable organization is no longer in vogue. Organizations today straddle different boundaries and extend to include business partners such as suppliers and customers organization, outsourcing partners, intermediate assemblies, and others. A coming together of companies is not about, I assure you ladies and gentlemen, it's not about balance sheets coming together. It is, or distribution channels coming together. It is, at the end of the day, about people coming together, their hearts and minds coming together, their values and cultures, about people coming together, their hearts and minds coming together, their values and cultures coalescing. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the fundamental point, because once I took charge of this group, I have always wanted that one day we must bring a unified vision to the group, a unified mission to the group. Dr. Birla had laid down some very high ethics and values for the group, and it will be my promise and my commitment that we will live up to those values and run the Advents Group with the same ethics and values as Dr. Birla had envisaged. Brand Advents is based on 4 fundamental principles of collaboration, sustainability, inclusiveness, and being global. We will seek to leverage the power of the group's diversity in terms of knowledge, best practices, and technological excellence to effect genuine and exponential growth in sectors that we operate in. The positive impact of the group's action will be felt not only by stakeholders but also by all sections of the society, and will aim to actively seek opportunities and markets beyond India and emerge, hopefully, as a global brand. As Alvin Toffler said, the illiterates of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot unlearn and relearn. In effective transformation, heterogeneity helps. Our experience has been that a heterogeneous mix of people helps in the process of change. Globalization puts a premium on how well an organization can build a bridge between different cultures and geographies. People matter, and for me, I assure you, it matters a lot. You can have the most forward-looking vision and strategy, but unless you have a passionate and committed team to execute it, you cannot translate your vision into reality. I reiterate, ladies and gentlemen, that I consider very fortunate that our group is rich in this part, and we have an extremely dedicated group, dedicated team, which makes me confident that the vision that we have set for ourselves will be achieved. Today, the India growth story is spreading and broadening, encompassing manufacturing, the whole gamut of services and industries required by a booming construction sector, expanding range of goods and services required by the country's rapidly growing middle class and others. With economic growth in the developed world crawling, India is set to emerge as an economic juggernaut in the 21st century. We are confident that our group under the Advents banner will play a key role in this transformation. Thank you.
We have just witnessed the unveiling of a new identity, Advents, and I'm sure you're all brimming over with questions.
Hello, Mr. Poddar. This is Ranju Sarkar from Business Standard. We would like to understand why the change, why the change you needed, and what's it's meant to serve. What's the objective you have in mind?
The objective is very clearly, I think, as I explained to you. You see, these companies were operating as individual entities, and the idea is the size of the group today is fairly significant. We have major expansion plans, and therefore we certainly need a cohesive policy, a cohesive organization with similar values, similar policies, similar guidelines, and that is why it became extremely important that we have a group identity so that we can build on that identity, grow the businesses in each segment of our operations today. And I can tell you today that every segment of businesses that has been presented to you today have tremendous growth opportunities, and we are committed to take advantage of these growth opportunities. So the brand helps us to achieve a faster growth and also a much higher credibility and vision globally.
What would be the combined group turnover of whatever Advents, all the companies put together? This is one question. Second thing is, so now there is nothing called a KK Birla Group, right? And related to it, where would Chambal be, Chambal Fertilizers? Is it part of Advents or what is that?
So you have really asked 3 questions, so let me go one by one. The size of the group today is anywhere between $2.5 and $3 billion. So I would say closer to $3 billion is the size of Advents, which does not include Chambal. Yeah, 2011-12 I would think should be close to $3 billion. 11-12. Yeah, and as far as Chambal is concerned, let me tell you that Chambal is an associate company. It's promoted by Zuari. It's very much part of the group, but we it is still, as you all are aware, it is an associate company because the promoter group, there are 3 promoter groups, HT Group, the Sutlej Group and the Zuari Group. So I don't think it is fair for us to consider that as part of Advent's group, but sure, Advent is very proud to be associated with Chambal. I think it's a remarkable company, it's an outstanding company, it's a company that has showed results, and you would see all the Chambal management team right here today participating in this conference. And what was your third question, please? No, you see, there is really nothing called the KK Birla Group because these are 3 independent groups. They all certainly are including ex-companies from the KK Birla Group. So like the HT Group is an independent group, the Sugar and Textile is an independent group, and the Zuari is an independent group. Only Chambal is really an associate company for all the 3 groups.
Well, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen of the media, for participating in the Q&A with such enthusiasm. Thank you, everyone, for being present here today, and congratulations to everyone associated with Advent on this momentous occasion. Let's continue to stay committed and soar to new heights of success.